Kody and I are not in communication. Our relationship is over, but we both still live in Flagstaff. Yeah, there's not been an official divorce. I don't know how to get one.
Kody Brown has finally been cornered. Shocking new details reveal he's been arrested, and it gets worse. Robyn, his so-called favorite wife, is now accused of violating court orders and embezzling property that rightfully belonged to Janelle and Meri. What started as a family feud has exploded into a full-blown legal scandal. Is this the beginning of the end for the Browns? Let's break it down in a stunning escalation of the long-brewing property feud among the Brown family reality TV personality. Kody Brown has reportedly been arrested following accusations of embezzlement and defying a court order involving the highly contested Coyote Pass land in Flagstaff, Arizona. Adding to the controversy, Robyn Brown, Kody's only remaining wife, now finds herself accused of violating court rules and unlawfully managing assets that were allegedly co-owned by former sister wives Janelle and Meri Brown. The legal drama is unfolding as tensions among the once polyamorous family continue to unravel. In the public eye, according to sources close to the matter, the court had previously issued a ruling regarding the fair and legal division of Coyote Pass, a 12-acre property the family purchased during the height of their TLC series, Sister Wives. That ruling aimed at resolving years of tension and confusion around financial ownership and construction delays, apparently mandated that Kody, Robyn, Janelle, and Meri each received their rightful share. However, things took a dark turn when Janelle and Meri discovered that a significant portion of the land had allegedly been misappropriated. Reports suggest that Kody and Robyn, acting without consensus or legal clearance, transferred key parcels of the property into their names, effectively cutting out the other former wives. These alleged actions were not only a violation of court directives, but also a severe breach of trust within the fractured family unit. Consequences were swift. Kody was reportedly taken into custody for failing to comply with the judge's directive, which called for equitable property division and transparency. While official court documents have yet to be released publicly, insiders claim the arrest came after multiple warnings from the court were ignored. The arrest marks a significant turning point in the Brown family saga, as Kody, who once held central authority in the plural marriage, is now facing legal jeopardy and potential civil liability. Robyn Brown's role in the controversy is equally contentious. Often perceived by viewers as the most favored wife, Robyn has long been accused of influencing Kody's decisions and isolating him from his other wives now, with accusations that she participated in or even orchestrated the unlawful property transfers. Public perception of her is rapidly shifting. According to legal analysts, Robyn may be facing charges of contempt of court and potentially civil fraud depending on the scope of the investigation. The ex-wives are not staying silent. Janelle Brown, who had long advocated for building on Coyote Pass, expressed outrage in a recent social media post, writing, "We waited years for our turn only to be shut out. This isn't just about land, it's about respect and justice." Meri Brown, too, has taken steps to protect her interests earlier this year. She publicly confirmed that she was retaining legal counsel to ensure her portion of the property was preserved. Conflict over Coyote Pass has been a slow-burning source of resentment among the family. Purchased in 2018, with the goal of building individual homes for each wife, the property soon became a symbol of dysfunction. Repeated construction delays, financial disagreements, and shifting family loyalties made it nearly impossible to move forward with development, even when Christine Brown left the marriage in 2021, citing emotional neglect. The land issue remained a thorny subject. Court records and real estate filings suggest that Kody and Robyn attempted to consolidate ownership last year, shortly after Christine sold her share of the property. What remains unclear is whether these transfers were done legally or deceptively, as the court's division ruling appears to have been made after these alleged actions took place, found to have retroactively violated that order. The couple could face serious consequences, including fines and forced property restitution. TLC Network, which has chronicled the lives of the Brown family for over a decade, has declined to comment on the legal matter, citing ongoing investigations. However, fans and critics alike have taken to social media to express shock, disappointment, and even vindication. One user wrote, "Robyn's mask has finally slipped. She's not the victim she claimed to be." This isn't the first time the Browns have faced legal and financial challenges. Past seasons of Sister Wives have shown the family navigating bankruptcies, tax liens, and deep emotional rifts. But this latest development marks the most severe legal threat the family has faced, and one that could change the course of their public narrative. Legal experts say that if the court finds evidence of deliberate embezzlement, both Kody and Robyn could be held liable not just to the state but also to Janelle and Meri. Individually, this isn't just a reality TV storyline anymore. Noted Arizona-based attorney Linda Chavez, it's a real legal case involving property rights, fraud, and possible contempt of court. The stakes are very high. Meanwhile, Kody Brown, now remarried and living away from the family spotlight, has offered her support to Janelle and Meri. "I saw this coming," she said in a recent interview. "There was always a lack of fairness in how decisions were made as the case moves forward. Court hearings are expected in the coming weeks. In the meantime, Kody and Robyn Brown remain under intense public and legal scrutiny. For fans of Sister Wives, the unfolding legal drama might feel like the climax of a long, painful story. But for those involved, the consequences are far more than emotional. They're financial, legal, and possibly criminal. One thing is certain, the dream that Coyote Pass once represented, a place of unity and fresh beginnings, now lies buried beneath layers of betrayal, legal filings, and broken trust when it comes to her role in her family's failed plural marriage. Robyn Brown is staying in her own lane, and she'd like her former Sister Wives to do the same during a new Sister Wives one-on-one special. The reality star opened up about the tense dynamic she has with Meri and Janelle Brown and Kody Brown. Woolly, the four women were previously part of a plural marriage with Kody Brown. He is now only married to Robyn Brown, who the other women have often referred to as the favorite wife throughout season 19 of the TLC series. Kody Brown's former wives have commented at length about the role Robyn Brown's relationship with Kody Brown played in driving a wedge between him and his other wives. It's a topic Robyn Brown addressed during the new TV special. "I think there's a lot of focus on me. I actually get really tired of it," she told host Sukanya Krishnan. Robyn Brown went on to share her hopes for a more cordial dynamic moving forward. "I wish really badly that they would all focus on their own relationships and work those relationships out without my name coming up," she said elsewhere during the special. Janelle Brown acknowledged that a lot of people want to pin the blame on Robyn. "I don't think that she is necessarily innocent in this," she said. "I mean, it takes two." The mother of six went on to suggest that Kody Brown has made himself even more villainous in an attempt to take away some of the blame from her. When Krishnan asked Robyn Brown if she thinks her husband has a bias when it comes to her, she offered a succinct response. "I don't think so." During another part of her interview with Robyn Brown, Krishnan asked if she enjoyed being called Kody Brown's sacred cow, a nickname Janelle Brown used for her. During a confessional interview, "I don't know, whatever, I don't care," she said. "Is that like a term?" Krishnan asked. "I don't know what that is. I'm not sure where that came from," she replied. During part 1 of the Sister Wives one-on-one special, Kody Brown addressed his marriage with Robyn Brown.
Would Kody and Robyn really go into this thinking maybe we should get all of the property? I don't think that they're going to screw us over.
And the criticism they've received over the years, "There's a divine aspect about my relationship with Robyn," he said, "and we have been slapped for it, and I'm sick of it. I'm like walking around like I love this woman and I want peace in this relationship, but I'm to the point where I'm walking around flipping two birds because I am so sick and tired of being guilt for loving Robyn." Sister Wives fans have often criticized one-on-one host Sukanya Krishnan for what they see as a too gentle approach toward the Brown family. However, in a recent podcast interview, Krishnan surprised viewers by sharing behind-the-scenes details about filming season 19's 4-part one-on-one, revealing insights into Robyn Brown that left fans buzzing. The journalist appeared the Sarah Fraser Show podcast to share her thoughts about the family filming the episodes and her real feelings about the Brown family. Fraser said on the podcast that Krishnan provided insight into her preparation process for these emotionally charged interviews. She also discussed her thoughts on the individual family members, the logistics of filming, the family's reactions to certain episodes, and the potential for future reunions. When asked by Fraser why Robyn was so closed off this season, the newswoman admitted the reality TV star has come to terms with the fact that everyone's split up and she's processing. She added, "Is she closed off? Yes. Is she angry? Yeah, probably is. She tired of the judgment? Absolutely. She does not go on social media. She does not deal with it at all. It might come off as closed off, but she's coming to terms that she's no longer part of a polygamist family, which is what she always wanted to kind of see it sort of chipping away, was not what she thought would happen. Ultimately, she loves Kody Brown, and Kody loves her. And it was something the other sister wives noticed right away." Krishnan concluded Fraser approached the idea of the host going rogue and asking questions regarding rumors surrounding the family's personal lives. She cited Robyn's alleged acquisition of over $60,000 in dolls and clothing in a post she shared on Instagram. "I don't ask those questions even though I know about the doll collection and all the videos of people going into their homes and videotaping their things," Krishnan explained. "I feel like that's out of bounds, regardless of how you feel about them. Eventually everything settles where the dust's supposed to settle," Krishnan added that she's hopeful in future seasons the family will once again be able to sit together for these recap episodes. Until then, fans will have to watch as Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, Meri Brown, Kody, and Robyn answer questions separately. Christine Brown is revealing the moment she knew the intimacy in her relationship with ex-Kody Brown was gone in People's exclusive sneak peek at the June 8th installment of Sister Wives One-on-One. The TLC star 53 reflects on her relationship with Kody, saying, "For a long time it was just fun, and it was just a blast, you know. We just had a lot of good times. However, things changed when the patriarch married wife Robyn in 2014. Christine recalls when he married Robyn, that's where I was like, oh, there definitely is something missing here. But at that point, it was already so almost over anyway, but it wasn't a real true intimacy," she says, adding that she wasn't taken care of emotionally, romantically, physically, financially during the marriage. Nothing, she says. "I was independent at that point," while she acknowledges that she was taken care of physically at the beginning of the marriage. Sex became just an act. She notes no real emotion behind it or anything when asked how the change made her feel. Christine, who was the first of the sister wives to leave their plural marriage to Kody in November 2021, says just feels different, well used as a word, but maybe he felt used too. She continues, like maybe we would just use each other didn't mean anything. The mother of 6 shares that she believes the pair became apathetic as the years passed, explaining maybe like, I guess kind of have to, maybe there was just a need, just a physical need that was met. When host Suki Krishna notes that sex became a marital obligation for the former couple, Christine agrees, saying probably for both of us. Yeah, sad, the sex was never God. It was just so broken. She confesses, however, the pair didn't talk about it. She admits we both knew there was something lacking and something missing. And when you have sex 5 times in a year, you realize there's a problem. And it's like, do we really want to talk about it? So we had one conversation on intimacy. And it was like, are we going to have any kind of intimacy sex in our marriage? And he was like, no, she recalls. And so the next time you come over, I'm like, you're done. You're not staying here anymore. I don't want you in my bed. We're done following the couple's split. Christine went public with her relationship with David Woolley on Valentine's Day 2023, and the couple tied the knot surrounded by friends and family in October of that year. Meanwhile, Kody announced his separation from second wife Janelle Brown in December 2022. The following month, his union with Meri Brown ended after the pair's relationship had been platonic for years. Robyn Brown is now his only remaining wife. Christine previously discussed the lack of intimacy in her relationship with Kody during an appearance on the Juicy Scoop podcast. It was like 5 times in 1 year she told host Heather McDonald of sex with her ex. There's sex, and then there's intimacy. What we didn't have was intimacy. The intimacy itself had been gone for years. She also recalled how Kody announced the end of their sex life. He's like, we're not going to have an intimate marriage anymore. We're not going to have soon after the conversation. Christine began boxing up his stuff and informed him he had no place in her bed. Janelle Brown's life has changed dramatically since she first appeared on Sister Wives, but she's not afraid of the uncertain path that lies ahead. Janelle married Kody Brown in 1993, joining his first wife Meri Brown in the family's religious calling of plural marriage. Kody soon added another wife, Christine Brown, and he married his 4th and final wife, Robyn Brown, in season 1. Kody and Janelle shared 6 children. Plural marriage allowed Janelle to continue her career outside the home, while Christine stepped in to help raise the children. Unfortunately, Janelle's marriage to Kody wasn't always easy. Pair drifted apart after their move to Flagstaff, Arizona, and they began having uncharacteristic shouting matches. However, it was Kody's relationship with his children that sent Janelle over the edge.
6 months. And they keep asking your dad, and he's like, I'm not going to make a plan, tell blah. And then it's like, I'm not going to make a plan, tell blah.
When Kody grew estranged from their sons and refused to compromise, Janelle had to put her children first. She announced the end of her marriage in late 2022. Since leaving Kody, Janelle's been adapting to life on her own terms, moving across the country to establish a farming enterprise in North Carolina. Now Janelle is thriving on her own, and she knows the best is yet to come. Janelle compared herself to Evelyn in Fried Green to Tomatoes. during the Sister Wives Season 19 one-on-one special. Janelle was asked by host Sakanya Krishna and how she would describe her life as a movie, without hesitation. Janelle said she would be Evelyn Couch and fried green tomatoes. She remarked of Evelyn, "She's going to remake her life. She's going to seize her power." The 1991 film follows Evelyn, played by Kathy Bates, as she breaks free of her unhappy life after discovering the endless possibilities that await her. Like Evelyn, Janelle endured years of a miserable marriage out of obligation, and she took her fate into her own hands. Comparison is also a nod to Janelle's new life in North Carolina, with fried green tomatoes similarly set in the southeastern United States. Janelle loved Saka Krishnan's Eat, Pray, Love suggestion. While Sakana appreciated Janelle's suggestion, she had another rebirth story in mind. Sakana envisioned Janelle's life as more like Eat, Pray, Love, which documented author Elizabeth Gilbert's travels around the world. After a difficult divorce, Janelle embraced the idea, commenting, "I could do that? Could I please do that?" She isn't tied to places or possessions, and she knows that her happiness has to come from within. Like Elizabeth, Janelle has a spirit of wanderlust. She was happy to follow Kody's whims. Moving frequently throughout their nearly 30-year marriage, Janelle even briefly lived in an RV on the family's remote Flagstaff property. She isn't tied to places or possessions, and she knows that her happiness has to come from within. Janelle's eagerness to experience an Eat, Pray, Love type journey exemplifies her love for adventure and freedom, both of which are hallmarks of her new life as a single woman. Janelle's optimistic about her new life. Janelle identifying with Evelyn shows her sunny self-esteem. She believed that the best is still ahead, despite everything she's gone through. Janelle was willing to leave it all behind to search for happiness. While Evelyn was inspired by other women, Janelle found her motivation in her children once. Kody gave up on his relationship with his kids. Janelle knew she no longer owed him her loyalty by all appearances. Janelle is flourishing in her new life in North Carolina. She's surrounded by her children and grandchildren, giving her a sense of home amid her fresh start. Janelle has always had a passion for gardening, and her huge investment in her own dreams is a sign of her unshakable self-worth. Janelle's transformation is amazing. She's been the brightest part of Sister Wives Season 19, and it's inspiring to see her faith in the good that lies ahead. Janelle Brown is speaking her truth in the second of the 4-part Sister Wives one-on-one series set to air. Sunday, Kody Brown's ex-wife told interviewer Sakanya Krishnan why her ex has been particularly aggressive toward his former spouses lately. "I feel like a lot of people want to pin the blame on Robyn, and I don't think that she is necessarily innocent in this. I mean, it takes two, and so I think in a lot of ways he's made himself even more villainous, I guess, to kind of take away some of the blame from her," she said. In a clip from the episode shared on TLC's Instagram on Sunday, "This is just gospel according to Janelle. Like, I don't know." So Suki then asked Janelle to share some examples of Kody's villainous behavior. "I feel like all of this stuff with rewriting history and talking about how the kids and I just feel like he wants the focus on himself, not so much on Robyn, because there's a lot of accusations being thrown around about her." She responded Janelle was asked to list out the accusations against Robyn, that she broke up the family, that she never wanted the plural family. "And I don't think so in the very beginning. She was very much part of what we were trying to build," she replied. Suki wondered if Janelle thought Kody was trying to protect Robyn. "I don't ever remember him being this mean. Never. He never was this mean. I've never seen him so mean. And so, yeah. Like all the rewriting of history trying to hurt people. Like I feel like it's a smokescreen," she said in a second preview clip shared by TLC on Instagram. Yesterday, Janelle went into detail on her feelings toward Kody and Robyn. "I can still be very friendly with Kody. I never really had much of a relationship. With Robyn, I don't have any hate or hard feelings or anything. I just don't really want to know them," she said as a follow-up. Sakana asked for specific examples of why Janelle wouldn't talk to Robyn. "I could sit and talk with them. That would be fine. If it was all superficial, it would be fine. I would talk to them. No big deal. I'm just not going to be buddies with them or go to lunch with them," she responded. Suki asked Janelle why she didn't feel she could have a relationship with Kody. "And Robyn, again, I don't really need it. I don't want it. I'm not looking for it," Janelle answered. She was then asked if there was a lack of trust that kept the former spouses from having a friendship. "Now I really just don't like them. I don't want to know them. I don't want to be friends with them. I just don't like them," as she told Suki after years of criticizing Sister Wives one-on-one host Sakana Krishnan for not holding Kody Brown accountable, fans saw a glimmer of hope.
A third owner of one of the 4 parcels. So I own the least amount of property.
As she questioned the reality star during the series' latest installment during the 2nd episode of the season 19 finale, Krishnan called the Brown family patriarch a baby and discussed his reluctance to respond to certain questions in a particularly heated exchange. Kody tried to get the upper hand on the host's questioning. He told her, "I could shut you down if I wanted to." The host claimed, "No, you can't." Kody clapped back, "Yes, I can." This led the newswoman to in turn shut him down, saying, "Okay, or you could stop acting like a baby and have a grown-up conversation like the rest of us." Her response led praise from fans for finally challenging the reality star over his actions and what appeared to be a revisionist history when it came to wives, Robyn, Meri, Christine, and Janelle Brown. Sister Wives fans expressed relief that after years of feeling Krishnan, let Kody and Robyn evade tough questions. She finally stepped up. They shared their reactions in a post discussing the 2nd installment of the season's one-on-one interviews. "So proud of Suki for saying that," wrote one fan a second penned, "He's yai. Getting paid to do a job, and he's crossing his arms, refusing to do it. And it's great interviewing, honestly, because Suki demonstrated perfectly that Robyn is indeed the sacred cow, and he is refusing to answer questions involving her," proved Janelle. And Christine correct through his non-answers. A third fan claimed, "Suki calling him a baby is priceless." Finally, a 4th wrote, "Are we about to do a stare-down competition? 'Cause I'll just stare back." Suki has finally arrived. This is the journalist's 4th season as the host of the Sister Wives one-on-one episodes. Historically, she has been put on blast by fans for not being tougher on Kody and Robyn. However, this season she appears to have taken a different stance and has doubled down on her criticism of both. Typically, Krishnan has remained silent in response to fans' remarks of how she handles the Brown family during these interviews. However, in 2023, she did answer one fan who commented on her Instagram stating, "My biggest criticism is not so much that you don't ask the hard questions, but you explain too much to Kody. I wish you would just let him and Robyn talk and not direct his answers." She said to the viewer, "Sorry you feel that way. I don't think I give him any excuses." Sukanya Suki Krishnan, host of the Sister Wives, tell. Alls appeared on a recent episode of The Sarah Fraser Show to share her thoughts on the Brown family as someone who has spent quite a lot of time with the individual family members throughout the last few years as fans of Sister Wives. No, Suki was brought on to host the Tell-Alls for the TLC series in 2022, right as Kody Brown's respective marriages. To wives, Christine, Janelle, and Meri were ending, while a lot of the focus in recent seasons has been on Kody's failed marriages and the relationship with his only remaining wife, Robyn. Kody's estrangement from many of his children has also garnered a lot screen time on the show. Despite this, the topic was not addressed on part 1 or 2 of the season 19 one-on-one, with part 3 and 4 of the one-on-one set to air beginning this Sunday. Suki proceeded to give fans an update this week on Kody's fractured relationships with his children, telling host Sarah Fraser that the father of 18 is working on it. "That's probably not what wanna hear, but I think he's doing the best he can, and he's trying to find a place where he can meet his sons as men and his daughters as women, and maybe try and heal those wounds." She said, I think it's difficult. Some of just don't want to deal with him at all. You know, they've kind of closed that door and he has to deal with that. But others have left the door wide open. So there is a possibility," she continued. Suki went on to point out that repairing fractured parent-child relationships takes time, and that it's also necessary for the kids to want it, although she didn't reveal which of Kody's children are open to reconciling with their father. At this time, Suki assured fans that the kids themselves are doing well. Every time I talk to, they tell me their kids are doing great and they're just on their own journeys and they're taking care of grandbaby babies, she said before praising the women in the Brown family in particular for being so invested in their grandchildren and their children, while the topic of Kody's estrangement from his children has yet to be discussed. On the season 19 one-on-one, fans have seemingly grown accustomed to the format of these end-of-season wrap-ups. Viewers watched for years as Kody and his 4 wives were interviewed as a group. However, the setting eventually changed to the current format, which has the host speaking to each of the 5 main cast members individually. When asked about the Brown family's decision to no longer sit down as a group for interviews, Suki boiled it down to the fact that Kody and company just don't get along and no longer wish to sit down with each other in that sort of setting. "That's something I proposed to them." She said, referring to the idea of bringing Kody, Robyn, Meri, Janelle, and Christine together to film Tell-Alls. I said, wouldn't it be great if all of you were able to sit together that way? You can all really listen to each other, but I don't think they're ready for that just yet. Later in the interview, Suki revealed that her goal is to eventually film an actual reunion with everyone sitting down together and in a good space with one another. Suki was also asked this week about Robyn's demeanor on the one-on-one, which some viewers have found to be more reserved and far less emotional than in the past, largely due to Robyn responding to many of Suki's questions with, "I don't know. I think when you sit down at the one-on-one, they've just come to terms that everybody's splitting up and so processing," Suki explained. So is she closed off? Yes. Is she angry? Yeah, probably is. She tired of the judgment? Absolutely. I mean, it might come off as closed off, but I think it's just kind of like she's coming to terms that she is no longer in a polygamous family, which is something that she had always wanted. Suki continued before going on to add that Robyn's demeanor may have been a result of her feeling a little slighted and a little cheated after seeing the family. She always wanted slowly kind of chipping away. Though Robyn may be unhappy with the way things have played out within the family, Suki insists that Robyn and Kody really do love each other, and that this mutual love is something that the other sister wives noticed right away. Suki also revealed that she attempted to get Robyn to loosen up while filming the one-on-one, but claimed it's a very difficult thing to do when the other person isn't giving you much. Suki later explained that she doesn't ask the cast questions about certain things that aren't discussed on the show, because she believes many of these topics are off limits. As for her thoughts on Kody, Suki insisted that despite what many viewers believe, Kody is not a monster. A lot of people are like, he's a narcissistic freak, they say these awful things about him. She said, listen, I think the bottom line is I feel like he was a very young person who started on this journey and who was trying to keep his family together at all costs. And he was trying to honor his commitment. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of emotional breakdowns. There's a lot of boundaries that were crossed on both sides, I think. She continued, assuring fans that she's neither supporting Kody nor aiming to be the other sister wife. During the interview, Suki described the Brown family as lovely people who are kind, generous, and hospitable. Kody included and Robyn included. She said they're all really good people.